I had very bad slang to my conversation. I was always cursing. I always tried to wear the pants, and it's like I had no femininity to me at all. You know,
These dudes kill me. That's what's wrong with this generation today. These young boys today, what do she bring to the table? And you're treating it like it's this much put in there? There's another nigga on the side taking a little bit more value out of the pussy. So by the time you get your you got about this much left for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life, you got kids. She get old. She get fat. She cheat on you. Now you got this much put and y'all thinking about a divorce. She puts the cat on the pussy, right? And then she goes back into the market. She got this much left, still thinking in her mind that she's working with this pussy.
Push me that way.
You had absolutely no right to do that.
When you supposed to wear that at, Fisher?
With my man.
What? He not taking you nowhere in that.
Night tip, and I show up with a bonnet on and Crocs. You know why I'm here.
Black men have always been trying to work their way up. So they've never put us in a position to oppress us, right? We've always had to work together back in the day.
Fred, I said we'll talk about that some other time.
You don't tell me what I talk about. You don't tell me what I talk about in my own house.
Yo, what's good? It's your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room yet again. Always with another one, as usual, man. Like, listen, look, it's getting very serious and crazy out here. We all know what's happening here in the U.S., especially with these people that are forcing their way in across the border. You know, shout out to these dingbats, you know, forcing their way into the border and things. You know, they just gonna come on over here. I'm coming over here. I want a better life. I want a better life. Yeah, you want a better life. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why you 15 years old in the middle of Times Square, somehow you found the gun trying to murk every damn body. I mean, but that's neither here nor there. Damn migrants sending their terrorist ass children over here and shit. It's crazy out here. It's crazy. Shit. But hey, though, we're going to have a few tonight. Definitely, I'm showing what is happening up in New York. I'm showing about Chicago. I'm showing a couple of a few things before that. I got Putin up in the joint. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, this is going to be shocking. Tucker Carlson talked to Putin. So, you know, yeah, I'm going to take a snippet of that real talk and see what's going on there. And then we also have a gentleman that's saying that basically rap music ain't been shit. Yo, it's crazy out here. It's crazy. Keep telling y'all this, but y'all seem not to want to believe me. I don't understand it. But it is what it is, though, man. Hey, so let's dive off into this. First off, we're gonna dive off in this right here. We're gonna get Putin on in the broadcast room, and we're gonna see where it goes from here. You know what I'm saying? Let's check this out.
Yo, stop scrolling. You might want to watch this.
In the war of propaganda, it is very difficult to defeat the United States because the United States controls all the world's media and many European media. The ultimate beneficiary of the biggest European media are American financial institutions.
Even before watching this interview, it amazes me. I am in awe at how uninformed Americans are right now. I mean, your pensions, your 401k, your Medicare, Medicaid, state benefits, whatever, are all at risk. Listen to what he's talking about right here.
Well, the U.S. dollar, which has kind of united the world in a lot of ways, maybe not to your advantage, but certainly to ours, is that going away as the reserve currency that become the universally accepted currency? How?
Mind you, Tucker's asking that question while knowing that Iraq has already stopped using the U.S. dollar.
And, you know, not just them, but others as well. You know, see, the thing of it is that the U.S. dollar is being overused. We have no real backing of our dollar anymore over here in this country. You know, it's not backed by the gold that's supposed to be in the vault out there. In what is that, Kentucky or some shit, or Virginia, whatever, wherever it's at, it's there somewhere out there. But yeah, no, and see, this is the problem right here. We're only backed by the consumption of the citizens of this country right here, and the rest of the world doesn't work that way necessarily.
And many people already believe that the petrodollar is done. But let's go back to what I said at the beginning. Most Americans don't even know what the petrodollar is.
Universally accepted currency, how have sanctions, do you think, changed the dollar's place in the world?
Знаете, это одна из грубейших.
You know, to use the dollar as a tool of foreign policy struggle is...
Hold on. Let's see what's going on here. What is going on? Why is it not playing? You gotta be kidding me. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay. Now they're playing around. Y'all excuse me for that. Let me check, see what's going on here. So this is ridiculous. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna move to the next one. And but yeah, basically though, what that basically is about is you know, come to find out, Putin is not really just this horrible guy that, of course, our media is making him out to be. You know, basically what it breaks down to, because I did see some of the original interview between him and Tucker Carlson. Putin just not, man, he not just trying to go to war like that. Like Putin, you know, not no major World War III, you know, we out here barbarically, you know, offing each other and shit. Like, you know, he ain't trying to do all that. You know, he even said at one point in that video, I suggest you go watch it, the Tucker Carlson interview fully. He even said in that video that he was, you know, kind of like America just basically want to be an asshole if you just wrap it up in the way I'm gonna say it. Like, but you know, that's neither here nor there. But it is what it is, though, man. Hey, let's go here now. Let's check this out. Now, this is the gentleman here that said, you know, hip hop basically ain't shit. So let's go.
See, I had a lot of comments when I said that shit about Jay-Z and hip hop all together, but it's true. You name one goddamn good thing that's come out of the hip hop culture. I'll wait. Is it the enormous amount of people that have gone to prison trying to live that bullshit lifestyle y'all rap about? How many people have gone to prison? How many people have been murdered? How many people in the streets trying to live that fucking bullshit lifestyle y'all brag about and talk about like it's so special, like it's so cool to go to fucking prison? What has the hip hop culture done for the culture in general? It ain't done nothing for it. Ain't done a goddamn thing. It's made a lot of people dead.
Now, hold on here. I remember somebody else saying something about this. Oh, I think it was Dr. Umar.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
I think it was Dr. Umar saying something like this to this degree to to a certain degree like this. I mean, it kind of is what it is though. Like, yeah, man, hip hop music, man. As much as I love it, especially the older hip hop that kind of expand and turned into rap, because it was hip hop first. Hip hop is way different than rap is. A lot of, especially these new agers, the Z's and all that crap, they really don't know. It was a huge difference between hip hop and rap. Especially back in the late 80s, early 90s, it was distinguished, a full distinguished difference. Tribe Called Quest was totally different from NWA. You know what I'm saying? Let's see, who else was out at that time? Public Enemy was, totally different from, Tupac. So it was just a huge difference back then. Why my videos stop? I am so sorry. I don't know why these videos are tripping with me today. Like, seriously, what is going on here? What is going on, man? This is crazy. This is crazy. Hold on, this is crazy. All right, so I guess I'm gonna just go ahead on and keep this train rolling, keep it moving, things like that. I'm definitely sorry about this, y'all. I don't know why these videos are tripping with me today, because my internet is at full service. Like, seriously, it's ridiculous to me. Like, I don't, maybe I done got too strong. I done put the migrants up there, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they don't want me talking about these folks. I don't know.
What the French toast is gonna think?
I don't know. But it's crazy, though. It's still fucking crazy out here. Listen, look. Where I'm gonna go next? I think I'm going to go here. Let's just go here. Let's check this out. You know what I'm saying? It's part of the theme of tonight. So let's do this.
President Biden's open border policies are not only igniting national security concerns, they're fueling America's crime crisis. We have new video of yet
calling the January 6th investigation the biggest investigation in
another violent migrant attack, and you will not believe this one. This video doorbell footage shows a migrant stealing a pro-Israel flag from a Jewish family's Long Island home. And one of the members of this family, by the way, lost a relative in the October 7th terrorist attack by Hamas. And there you see this individual taking that pro-Israel flag. That homeowner rushed to get his flag back, but the migrant immediately began punching him in the head. You see it there, put him in a chokehold, headbutted him at least once. That's all according to the homeowner, and threw him to the ground.
Damn.
That migrant has been arrested and charged with a hate crime. Authorities say he's a Palestinian from North Africa. That's how he's self-described. And he got into the U.S. illegally from Mexico.
Okay, we're talking about he's self-described. And self-described, that means he has no ID, no real identification with the numbers on it like we do in our wallets.
What the French toast is there to think about?
Hold on here.
God, you can't make this shit up.
So we got bats out here coming around from these other places, other countries, things like that, sneaking up in here, doing all types of dumb shit. He's just walking down the street. Obviously not minding his own business. He's walking up, taking other people's stuff off their property. It's like, what are we doing out here? What are we doing? So we just gonna allow these people to do this type of stuff? This is what they're doing.
Back in November. At one point, the attacker repeated anti-Semitic slurs and was caught flipping the bird to a camera. That's becoming somewhat of a trend among these criminals.
Look at it. Look at it. These people are over here illegal. They're illegal. They're not supposed to be here anyway. And then we feed them food and shit. You know what I'm saying? Then on top of that, they have the nerve to complain about the food. They doing this. They doing this on y'all dog ass out there. Like talking about. What we doing out here? We allowing these bats to run around free all day. We feeding them, clothing them with money that they won't even give us as citizens when we go down to the place and ask for it. Somebody better tell me something out there.
is just like the migrant accused of attacking 2 NYPD officers. What an image. The New York County executive who announced the arrest summed up what many Americans are feeling right now.
We have a crisis. These are not the type of people who come to America like my great-grandparents did, like your great-grandparents and grandparents and parents who came to America to kiss the ground. Instead, they spit on our flag, they trample on our values, and they commit crimes.
Right.
And they do so at taxpayer expense. This insanity has to stop.
And then hold up. Guess what's gonna happen next? So they gonna lock these cats up, right? They gonna lock them up. That's the point. They're gonna lock them up. But here's the thing. They're gonna get better treatment being locked up in our prison than they did back home.
So what the French toast is there to think about? God, you can't make this shit up.
Why? Because we actually still treat our prisoners with some type of humane, you know what I'm saying, aspect, you know, a human aspect basically. 3 square meals a day. They watch TV. Hell, half the time I didn't even see on TikTok and stuff. Half these prisoners got fucking cell phones and shit.
No, you're right, man.
Oh, I'm right.
Yeah, I'm right.
You'll see.
You'll see. Real talk. It's crazy out here.
I just want to pull up that side by side because it's so stunning. So this guy comes through the Mexico border in November, commits an alleged hate crime against a man who lost a relative in the October 7th attack. And Leslie, look at what they both do. They're both flipping the bird. This is the New York City cop attacker. And then there you have the migrant and this alleged hate crime. This is a trend in Joe Biden's America.
I would say, sadly, this is a trend, but it's not just a trend among illegal immigrants. There are 3 Palestinian students in Vermont, one who is now paralyzed, the perpetrator, an American citizen.
Dang.
There was a little boy who was stabbed 26 times to death because he was Muslim. These are just 2 examples. There's horrific attacks against Jewish people. There's horrific attacks against
but the
Muslim
point here,
people,
these are
and
people
not
who
all
crossed our border illegally
right,
that are
and
committing these
not all by migrants. Again, something has to be done. Absolutely. I have always agreed with this. No matter who was president, no matter which party was in power.
Excuse me, baby. Excuse me. Now you just rambling on about this. We're talking about these migrants right now. We're talking about these bats that's coming over here, 15 years old. Somehow, some way, this 15-year-old child was able to capture a weapon and light up Times Square. So somebody better tell me something out there other than just yip yap. Well, it's not all. It's never all when it comes to you damn women. It's never all. But no, seriously though, it's crazy to me. It's crazy.
Something has to be done about immigration, not just because it's an election year, because it is a problem and it does contribute to crime. But the numbers show that the majority of crimes, violent crimes, are committed by Americans.
Those are apples and oranges. And
listen, look. An American citizen, it is what it is. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say crime is just not going to ever exist. That's a damn lie, okay? Real talk. But a person that's committing a crime that was born here in America versus a person that is sneaking into America with their own hidden agendas. We don't know what these people are up to. We don't know what regimes these people are a part of before they get here. Criminal history. They could be sneaking in bombs, all types of crazy ass crap.
And what the French toast is there to think
all
about?
Types of stuff. You could, you know what I'm saying? Let's just keep this real. Most Americans are being tracked every day. You carry around your tracker all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? They call it your phone. Let's just keep that 100. So, you know, let's get out our minds like we're not being tracked every day. We all are being tracked. If you got a cell phone, you're being tracked every day you wake up, move around, period.
of course, we have space in our hearts to mourn those who are hurt in every type of crime. particularly what would look to be a hate crime. This is about coming to this country and demanding that the food they're being given for free isn't good enough. This is about coming to this country and crawling through spaces undetected so that they can break more laws when they get here, because otherwise they would go through a port of entry. That's not what you're talking about, is whether or not we have space to see that Muslims are hurt too. That's not what this is about. What this is about is when people break our laws, they put their middle fingers up to the cameras. I mean, that's what Kayleigh's pointing out. And what they have in common is the way they got here. That's what we're talking about, right?
See, that's why we need masculine testosterone around. Real talk. I'm there with it. Dude should have came outside his house with this strap. But 9 times out of 10, you newfangled ass Americans out here, you know, well, I don't believe in guns.
Thanks for the warning. You ain't right, man.
Oh, I'm right. You'll see.
I don't believe in guns. Yeah, you don't believe in guns, and you got this strange ass looking bat dude out here that's from a whole nother country that snuck up in here stealing your shit off your property. Should have laid his ass out right next to that red car. But hey, though, hold on. You know, real talk. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. I'm not trying to promote violence over here.
What?
I'm not trying to promote violence over here at all.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Right now. And if you want to stop that, that's going to be a different type of a plan than to stop the 2 examples that you gave. The type here, you close the border. You get caught up in the last 3 years of 8 million people coming into the country. You get caught up on your justices being able to go through which claims are asylum and which people need to be deported right away. Of course, you know how I feel. If you came illegally, we send you back and you figure out how to do it the legal way.
And Emily,
get to the back of the line.
The homeowner who is the victim of this hate crime, I want him to be able to speak here. He said this is happening because of open borders. And before letting people in, we need to see their backgrounds. We need to protect our country, our citizens, our taxpayers, straight from the mouth of the victim.
Of course it is. Look at that. The video of your neighbor, of my neighbor being attacked on his lawn. That is not only an assault, but it's an attack on all of America. Isn't that the whole point that we're talking about? That flagrance, the absolute lack of respect, the lack of respect for...
Right. The lack of fucking respect. That, of course, these people that are sneaking in here don't have. They don't have it. They don't care. They're not going to care about your property. They're not going to care about your home that you work hard to pay for. They're not studying that shit. They want them by any means necessary.
What the French coast is going to think about?
But you want to sit here and be bats all day. Worry about Ice Spice's shit and what's that chick name? Spooky Hana. Not even knowing that she is a fucking musician and shit. Talking about a magician. What the hell is you talking about, bitch? You know, worry about Usher grabbing Alicia Keys at the damn Super Bowl and shit. We got bigger problems than that. These people coming over here are straight taking our souls. And they're going to continue to do that unless you bats out there wake the hell up.
For our commander-in-chief's words of deterrence, the lack of respect for anyone trying to enforce the laws, those police whose salaries we pay that are in danger every day to show up and arrest this guy. He's facing over 4 charges. Who do you think is going to pay for his 3 square meals a day in prison or in jail? Us, we are. Exactly.
And
the whole point is that, as he said too, if I see the flag of the people that killed my people, there will be a problem. That's what the Palestinian guy said on the police report. Oh, there's going to be a problem to you? There's a problem now to all of us Americans. It is illegal immigration, and it is the fact that with every breath of this commander-in-chief, Americans are being prioritized last. And that attack is just the tip of the iceberg. When is it going to be you or your neighbor next?
You know, tying together the problem with the border with the problem of the fact that the country itself has gone to great hatred and division as opposed to inclusivity, which we were founded on. Of course, people that come here illegally aren't even understand the background.
Hey, listen, look, hold on here. Well, I do agree with what he was saying. Seriously, though. I'm gonna have to add this in too. It's because of y'all as the media, the mainstream media, that's putting out all these fake ass damn news and shit that at the end of the day got the people fucked up in the damn head out here. We don't know what to believe or think half the damn time unless we take the time to do the research for ourselves.
You can't make this shit up.
No, you can't. And that's part of the problem too. Shoot them straight airs like Walter Cronkite used to do back in the day. I know a lot of you new age motherfuckers don't know who Walter Cronkite used to be, but that's neither here nor there. That's y'all personal problem. Here we go.
Background to this country. Not to mention the fact that the hate crime against Israel, against the Jewish person on Long Island there, was hideous because it was against all Jews. And it isn't just that we can't make a moral equivalency and say, okay, this one's against Jews, that one's against Palestinians, because you have to understand what October 7th was, which was part of a much larger problem of people that don't believe Jews should exist or Israel should exist. That's where that comes from. So we have to rail against that. And then, of course, we also should be against hate crimes of all time. We need to go towards kindness and inclusivity.
Well, at least I'm glad to report the guy who committed the hate crime was held on $50,000 bail. So not a lawless DA there. That was a second part of this story. Some DAs still follow the law.
Hey, everyone. I'm Emily.
So that's good. 50 grand. Hopefully, depending on what's happening, he ain't finna get up out that joint. Because obviously, of course he doesn't have any family over here and things like that to, support the foolishness and shit. It's just crazy. It's crazy. But it is what it is, though, man. Hey, you know what, though? So, we're going to go to Chi-Town now. Then we're going to go back to New York and things like that. So, let's go to Chi-Town right now and see what these, migrants are doing over there. Hold on.
For temporary emergency shelter was never meant as a long-term housing solution.
Mayor Brandon Johnson and other Chicago leaders explaining a change in the city's housing policy for asylum seekers.
And it comes 3 days before the shelter eviction date kicks in for thousands of migrants. WGN's Dana Rebick is live at City Hall tonight with more. Dana.
Well, Mayor Brandon Johnson didn't explain exactly what it was specifically that made him change this policy. We do know, though, according to city officials, that less than half of the nearly 2,000 migrants that were set to be evicted later this week were in the process of finding more permanent housing through the state's rental assistance program.
This has been unprecedented. This challenge has certainly been a weight in our city.
As Mayor Brandon Johnson was set this week,
recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that
week to begin evicting nearly 2,000 migrants from the city's 28 shelters. Today, he announced a change to that shelter stay plan. Now, more than 5,600 migrants who had an original exit date of January 16th through February 29th will get a 60-day extension. More than 2,100 with an exit date of March 1st to March 28th will get a 30-day extension from their planned exit date. And new arrivals coming into Chicago starting today will get the standard 60-day notice. In addition, nearly 6,000 who arrived between August 1st and November 16th, 2023 are eligible for the state's 3-month rental assistance program, and they will get 60-day exit notices starting February 1st.
In Massachusetts, for example.
So hold on here. Hold on. Chi-Town. Chi-Town. Yo, because, I got family from the Chi. Some family's still up there. Yeah, it is what it is. Chi-Town. What are y'all doing? Now, I bet you right now, they are hating the fact that they are a asylum seeking place. I bet you, hey.
God, you can't make this shit up.
I'm telling you, right now. I'm telling you. Because this has to be a serious strain on the financial situation of said city. Because listen, look, man, Chicago already has enough huge problems as it is. I mean, I'm just being honest out here. It's crazy. Between the citizens itself acting, you know, the way that they act, between the murders, things like that, crime, whatever, you know, sorry, YouTube. But between the crime and stuff like that, it's just, you know, it's a lot. And I could see this being a lot on that city. And that's the problem. You know, it goes back to what I said in the previous segment. When I was talking about how these people are getting fed and things like that. This costs money. To house these people, it costs money. To, clothe these people, it costs money, because these people are going to need a change of clothes. You know, if we allow them to come over here, if we're going to house them and feed them, we have to also provide a change of clothing, things like that, proper places to wash, clean. That means soaps, toothpaste, things like that. All this costing, you know, it's costing taxpayers money. And when we add up this money for the amount of people that we're providing these subsidies for, and these systems and things like that, this provision, you know, yeah, it's going to be a lot. That's a lot of taxpayers' money going to untaxable citizens. Real talk. Well, they're not citizens, but, you know, going to untaxable people. These people cannot be taxed because these people have no jobs. They have no stability, security, anything like that. It's crazy out here, but it's true. You know, and we need to start understanding this, and we need to start taking this in. This is reality here. These people are sneaking in over here, doing whatever they want to do, you know, and I'm not talking, of course, I'm not talking about all, you know, but, you know, yeah, I was joking about it earlier, real talk, but I really am not talking about all. I understand that some people are actually coming over here that are trying and want to be citizens. But the thing of it is they're coming in the wrong way. And they're also coming in with the wrong people, which is going to shine the type of light that's being shined on them right now. I'm just being honest. You know, perception is key. You know, Kevin Samuels used to talk about it all the time amongst us as Black people. You know, our image means everything. These people, you know, these migrants are coming over here, and the migrants that are actually being, you know, hitting the headlines of the news are not in the best light. They're not showing the best side of themselves coming from these other countries. You know, with that, you know, what just happened between the other story I showed you, between those two convicts, you know, thugs or thieves. And yeah, they're not being showed in the best light. So yeah, it's going to make a difference. Real talk. Hold on. We're going to go back. Let's keep going.
The state government established a statewide limit of 7,500 beds for 100 cities. Denver has instituted a 14-day limit for single individuals and 42 stays for families.
The city appropriated.
Hold on. And I'm going to tell you something about Denver right now. Real talk. I'm going to tell you something about Denver. Denver has a place up there called Aspen. Aspen is a place where a lot of movie stars and celebrities and all that type of stuff go. They, you know, like a lot of y'all don't know that. It used to be known back in the day, but it didn't got quiet, low key. You know, Denver is a place where a lot of stars own land, houses up in the mountains, stuff like that. A lot of rich people up in Denver, low key. So at the end of the day, yeah, they don't want these people coming up there disturbing all this crap, like talking about. Like, they don't want that.
Created $150 million to manage the migrant crisis in Chicago, but that money will run out before summer.
The costs are $1.5 million conservatively a day. We're going to have to push the federal government to do its part because we have limitations. That's all we have right now.
Last week, Mayor Brandon Johnson made a plea to the state to do more to help with the migrant crisis after Governor J.B. Pritzker said he was, quote, deeply concerned that Chicago is not planning to add more shelter beds.
there are aspects of this that there are disagreements about, and sometimes those leak into the public. But the reality is we all understand our responsibilities here, and it is to have a humanitarian response to a humanitarian crisis.
The state of
a humanitarian crisis? These people are forcing themselves over here. The top dogs in the political situation at the helm of it are allowing this to happen. They're not closing the borders off. They're not strategically putting the proper law enforcement in place to set people at bay to where we can at least have people named, documented, and accounted for when they do enter. So it's like, what are we doing? We're just allowing a water flow of people to come in. And I'm gonna tell you something too. Water is fine when it's controlled in a controlled environment. Like, look at the Hoover Dam. The Hoover Dam controls the flow of the Colorado River. Without the Hoover Dam, that whole area will be flooded. It'll be over with. It'll be over with. It's just the truth. We're not controlling the flow of individuals that are coming in from other countries, and that's the problem.
Boy, committed to 2,200 beds, right? And so far they have 200. There's still a commitment to 2,000 more beds. And again, the goal is, of course, is to resettle families as fast as we can to make sure that we are able to handle the flow in the event that it picks up again.
Since August of 2022, the state of Illinois has committed or provided nearly $640 million to help manage this crisis, $115 million paid directly to the city of Chicago.
Man, stop it.
You ain't right, man.
Oh, I'm right. You'll see.
Stop it. 115 million. Man, just imagine, like, that's a lot of money that we're throwing at this situation. And then on top of that, we're also sending resources out to Ukraine. We're printing a lot of this money. That goes back to what the Putin situation earlier. Him talking about how much money we just printing. We just printing money like it's fucking free as a country. That's a huge problem. Like it or not, it really is. That's a huge problem. And man, it's just ridiculous and sad what we're doing. But, yeah, y'all sleep out there. And, right, I guess it's what y'all want. You know what I'm saying? I guess it's what y'all want. Y'all want this country to be overran by low-key terrorists and individuals that are, really low-key beneath us, and yeah, we just need to accept it. It kind of is what it is now. You know what I'm saying? And it's no longer going to go back because we didn't allow too many dingbats in the house. I mean, you didn't allow too many bats in the house. There's too many bats. And all these bats have to really do is produce one seed on American soil, and then they are automatically American. Stop it.
What the French toast is there to think about?
Stop it out. Stop it.
You can't make this shit up.
Stop it right now. Ty. That's all they got to do. Produce one seed on American soil. That means have a baby. If y'all don't know anything out there, real talk. And then they automatically get American citizenship because the child is American naturally by being born here. So y'all don't even understand how this game really working on y'all. Y'all don't even understand how this craziness is really affecting y'all. It's really tearing y'all lives up, but y'all don't even see it yet because it's in the very early stages. Y'all don't see it yet. You don't see it because you're not listening to the right people, not trying to figure out the right things, not trying to find out the right information. This is ridiculous. This should not be. There's no structure. There's no regulation on this situation. We just got a bunch of people loose in society that are capable of destroying us from the inside. It's like getting an infection in a wound. It was fine when it's just a wound if you treat it immediately and get it correct. But if you allow that wound to stay open, it's going to get infected. Depends on the level of infection. Gangrene set in. Either you got to cut that limb off or you die.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
You can't make this shit up. You old fish-eyed fool.
Old fish-eyed fools out there. I mean, it makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to have these people in the position that they're in. They're really, man, I can't see how this is going to even be better, you know what I'm saying, be the best for us as a country. But, okay. So what I'm going to go here now, we're going to go to the joint right here, you know what I'm saying, back to New York. Let's go here. Let's check this out.
This is breaking news.
Good afternoon. I'm Dana Tyler in the newsroom. Right now, the chief of patrol, the NYPD, giving a news conference in Times Square about a shooting last night. The suspect they're still searching for. Let's listen.
In just over 2 minutes, I'm going to show you how I created this ebook using a feature called
commercials all the way.
Males, juveniles who enter the store. One is 16, one is 15, and the other is 15. They ascend to the second floor. They steal some clothes and put them in a bag. As they come downstairs, a female security officer stops them. They have exchange of words, and she takes the property back. At this time, our suspect takes out a .45 caliber handgun, a very large handgun, shoots at her into a crowd, striking a 37-year-old female tourist from Brazil.
What?
Okay, did y'all hear this? So we got these migrants going into a store, stealing. First off, they came in there and started stealing. Then at the same time too, get caught by the security in the store. The security takes the property back. Then he pulls out a fucking 45, a 45?
What the French toast is there to think
Anybody out there? Anybody? Get in them comment section. A 45 gun? A 45. Listen, look, a 45 costs some money out here. A good 45. A 45 caliber? Man, stop it, bro. How did this young 15-year-old was able, not even from this country, has came over here, crossed the border at the line. He crossed the border. How did he get hold to a 45? A 45. Obviously, it's being made up. It's crazy out here.
Our video camera shows two of them leave this location and they run down to 42nd and 7th. At that time, our officers grab one 15-year-old and arrest him. The other officer chases our suspect, 15-year-old, with all the white outfit down towards 6th Avenue. You saw the video. He turns once. He fires towards our officer. Our officer takes his gun out, but he cannot return fire. There's too many people in his way. As the suspect goes through the cut between the buildings, he's running. He takes his gun out.
See, that's the problem between our law enforcement and criminals. Right there. Hold on. And what I mean by that is that our law enforcement officers do have to show a certain level of restraint. They can't just fire off in the middle of a crowd or anything like that. Like it's just like in certain places throughout the United States, an officer cannot give chase on a high-speed chase, with a suspect, because it will endanger the population. And it's a restraint on us as, Americans, because we put these laws in place, things like that. And I get it. Don't get it wrong. I do get it, because, it will add on to the problem instead of the solution. But the thing of it is, though, criminals don't care about that because they are the problem. So just like he opened fire in the middle of everybody there because he didn't get his way. You know what I'm saying? It kind of is what it is. He didn't get his way, you know what I'm saying? Like a woman. But hey, no, that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there, okay? Stop it. That's neither here nor there, okay? So, yeah, he decided to, just open fire. And, of course, the cop had to have some type of restraint because he couldn't just blast off in the middle of a crowd like that.
Under his armpit, he fires again at our officer. Our officer cannot return fire. He flees into the subway on 46th and 6th. The MTA cameras down there gave us great video of him going on the tracks, then coming off the tracks and fleeing onto the street. The one juvenile we have back since last night, we're still trying to figure out his role in this. And detectives want to get this right. This morning, we apprehended the third piece, a 16-year-old. He is in our custody also, but again, our detectives are trying to figure out what their role is, and right now they're going through, scouring through video to see exactly what those two did. We have now identified our shooter. He's a male Hispanic, 15. His name, Jose Alejandro Rivas Figueroa.
I mean, is that really his name? We don't know. We don't know. They really don't know that. Now, if of course, that's the name he gave them, but we really don't know if that's his real name. He came over here from a whole nother country with no documentation, no real ID, no real information on his background, things like that. 15, what did he say? What dude say? 15, 16-year-old, and it was one more. I don't think he said the age of the other dude, but these are young individuals, very young. And they're out here doing this, and I'm gonna tell you why they're out here doing this. First off, they probably was ratchet ass motherfuckers in their own country. I'm just being honest here. So to come over here and for them to immediately start engaging in something like this, instead of trying to, seek jobs or gainful employment and things like that, that shows you right there that these individuals are not upstanding citizens even back home, okay? Like real talk. So now we're dealing with this. We having to understand this, and we're having to correct it. And this is the problem. We already got enough to correct with our own citizens amongst ourselves. To deal with an outside influence like this that's coming in, especially this young, and the reason why, at the same time too, the reason why these young people that are coming from over there are doing this is because they have no backing. They have no real family. I guarantee you, most of these young men like this age stuff, like they came over here solely alone, solely by themselves. Of course, they have no relatives here, so they came over here solely by themselves. But at the same time, though, too, to look at the bigger picture, it's like, okay, how are these people getting access to weapons and things like that? When at the end of the day, we could barely get hold to any type of weapon as a citizen here without good documentation, without being in good standards with our laws and government and stuff like that. So they're getting hold to weapons. Who did he go to pick up that 45? How did he know to go to said person to get that? Because he had to get that from somebody. He didn't bring that fully over here. Because I mean, like, I at least I don't think he did. I would think that, you know, if they're allowing these people in our borders, well, if they're sneaking in, yeah, it's kind of, yeah. If they're sneaking in, you know, hey, he probably did bring them with him. You know, kind of is what it is, though.
Rivas Figueroa, 15 years old. He resides in a temporary shelter in the Stratford Hotel on West 70th Street. He entered our country in September of this year. He is considered armed and dangerous. He's 15 years old. He is in possession of a .40 caliber handgun.
Right.
That he had no problems firing into a crowd of the store.
Right.
Striking a tourist. Not shooting at a cops once, shooting at them twice. Our detectives, our Fugitive Regional Task Force is currently looking for him as we speak. And I gotta tell you, if one of those bullets hits our cop last night, this is a whole different conversation we're having today. Our cops showed great restraint not to fire their weapon into crowded New Yorkers. And let's be clear, the stance of the city and police department, we don't care who you are, what your status is. We're not going to broad brush a whole migrant community as being bad people. Just like we wouldn't broad brush a whole community, gang members from another borough for a whole borough. But we're not going to put up with this. My concern, our concern, the community's concern is to take this armed juvenile off the streets. He is extremely dangerous. Hopefully, we'll come to a conclusion on this very soon. With that, I'll open up to any questions you might have.
Anthony DiLorenzo, Pix 11.
Oh my gosh! Okay. Oh my God!
Hold on. My bad. Here we go.
If it is Venezuela too, do you think that this is part of the whole gang problem?
His origin is Venezuelan.
Can you speak to the Venezuelan gangs that are infiltrating the city that we want to talk about last week?
There are some Venezuelan groups of migrants, I say some, not all, that are affecting crime in our city more so now than when they first got here. And we spoke about it last week, the trends in crime. We saw the moped robberies and snatches. We see pockets being picked in Times Square and on the subway. We see some groups going to stores, Macy's, King's Plaza, Glass Hut, and stealing property. So yes, we are seeing it, it's a trend. But I want to be clear here again, all right? We don't care. We don't care who you are, what your status is. Our job is to keep this community safe. And the priority right now for the city and this police department, our federal partners, is to get this young man off the street.
Alejandro, Etienne.
A couple of days ago, we had an assault of a police officer, and now we have an attempted murder of a police officer. Does it say anything to you? Is this a trend that we should be maybe a little bit more about?
Okay,
well,
yeah.
It says us, we still have some dangerous people throughout our city, and we will deal with that. We will deal with that. Okay, we made those arrests at Times Square you referred to. That's going through the process right now with our DA's office, which he dropped 7 indictments yesterday. There will be consequences for those actions. And here last night, we have don't forget about.
My thing is, though, there wouldn't have to be consequences for those actions if we would close the damn border and stop letting these bats in.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
You can't make this shit up.
I mean, seriously, though. Why not Why not do the proper things that you need to do to be healthy and not catch a cold versus waiting on catching a cold, then you're trying to cure it. Like, you know, I thought that's what smart people do. But, you know, I guess, you know, I guess.
About the female tourist being shot in the leg who's just shopping. You shoot at my cops twice. This will be dealt with.
10-10 wins.
Well, his training dictates you got to be prudent when you're going to fire your weapon, and when there's people around, you just can't fire it. You don't want to hurt someone else. So they showed great restraint, and let's be quite frank, with the most restrained police department in the world, and we proved it last night.
All right, Jen Bisram.
What can you tell New Yorkers tonight? Is Times Square safe?
Times Square is safe. Take a look around you. Thousands of people shopping, walking around. Times Square is safe. We are still the safest city in the world. And if you see these incidents, our cops are right there where they're supposed to be. We would like to prevent everything from happening, but the second best thing is to be there, affect the rest, and keep this community safe. Yes, Times Square is very safe.
Miles Miller.
Yeah, so this 15-year-old, so he was in custody last night and was released this morning because he didn't have any role in the shooting.
Well, he was a person of interest. The two other minors are people of interest. We want to get this right. So right now, we're not going to reveal who they are. Our detectives are out there right now putting video together, and we'll find out what their role, if any, took place in this. And I have to remind you, I failed to say this, but I'm revealing now, our 15-year-old shooter is also a suspect in an armed robbery January 27th in the Bronx at gunpoint. I can reveal to you now also, he's a suspect in a shots fired job in Midtown North behind me, where 45 caliber shell casings were recovered. Those shell casings will attempt to be matched up to the shell casings from last night and see if it's the same weapon used.
Linda Smith, Fox 5.
I gotta speak, I can't hear you.
The shooting on 45th Street, just clarification on another question. You're talking about connecting out to the thing in the Bronx and also another shooting on 45th Street.
Correct. Yep, a shots fired job in Midtown North by the park, an armed robbery on January 27th in the Bronx, and now this incident last night.
All right, we got time for two more. Right here.
The Boston address 117 West 70th. I can't quite see it all the way, but is that an apartment building? Is that a shelter? What kind of facility is that?
A Stratford hotel shelter.
All right,
Stratford hotel shelter.
Georgette, last question.
How they all know each other and are they from the same country?
Right now we know one is from Venezuela, like I mentioned, and all three of them do go to school together.
All right, everyone. Thank you for your time and attention. Thank you. Thank you very much.
We've been listening to NYPD Chief of Patrol John Chell with an update from Times Square on the shooting at the JD Sports store last night. Again, in the Times Square area, police are looking for the man, juvenile, 15-year-old, they believe, is the gunman. They have a $13,500 reward out for his information leading to him and his capture. He also, Chief Chell just said, is a suspect in an armed robbery in the Bronx on January 27th.
Man, so they just on a spree out here. They on a full-fledged spree of doing whatever they want. They know that they're undocumented in this country. They know that they don't have any type of loyalty to this country. They don't have any type of stability in this country. So they're coming over here making it the best way that they can. And the best way that they can is resulting to crime. So, I mean, you know, kind of is what it is.
There you see on your screen just now the picture of this suspect. Police say it began as a robbery on the second floor of the JD Sports store and then Two of the suspects go down to the lobby. A female security person confronts them, takes.
Okay. So they're going back over what we already know. But this is the problem here. And it's like, are y'all planning on really closing these borders down? That's what I'm asking. Like, let's cut the crap. Let's just go down and shut this shit down. We see what is going on here. We see what is happening. We see that this is not going to end well. If we continue to just allow these people to keep sneaking in here and doing whatever they want to do, it's not going to end well. You know, especially if they fuck around and go to the wrong places. Now, you know, right now they're going to the right places, low key. Let's just keep this honest around here. They're going to the right places because these mega cities, things like that, Chicago, New York, stuff like that, you know, where citizens mostly, you know, heavily depend on the police because gun laws are restricted to a certain degree in these places for citizens. Okay. Do not let these individuals, do not let these bats go down south. It's just not gonna work out. It's just not gonna work out. It's not gonna work out. You know, you're gonna end up with a lot of these migrants laid out. I'm just being honest out here. It's no game.
You can't make this shit up.
They're gonna be laid out. You know, yeah, we need to close these borders immediately. And this is what Trump was screaming for, you know, all those years ago when he was in office, about we don't have proper border security. And throughout the history of this planet, any civilization that was a popular civilization throughout the history of this planet, whether it's, you know, especially overseas in the Middle East and Europe, things like that, they protected their borders to the utmost degree. The biggest thing that those civilizations did in the past, and the most important thing they did in the past, was protect their borders. Real talk.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
You can't protect your borders. You're not going to be able to protect your civilization. You're not going to be able to protect your society. You're not going to be able to protect anything that you're trying to achieve or do, because you're vulnerable. You're going to get slaughtered. It's not working out right. All right, so we're going to go here now, and we're going to check this one out. I think this is maybe let's go back a little bit. Let's go. Oh, damn it. Hold on. This is what I want to get to right here. This is what I want to get to. I want to get to this one and show you all the scene of this young man when he got arrested. Now, hold on here. We're going to go right here, right now. And we're going to check this out. Now, this is the young man that he's getting arrested right now. He's getting arrested. So, yeah. As you can see, squinched up face, eyes, all that type of stuff. How you even get a gold chain, dude? Like, you know, I thought these people were poor coming over here. I thought these people were poor. You know, how you get a gold chain? What is, okay, my bad. Hold on. Maybe he took it from somebody. Kind of is what it is. You know, so yeah. And these are the things right here. I want to show this, and I want to dive off into this situation. Who is doing all that yelling and hollering back there? And why? What family member is doing all that? Because I know there's just not a random person that's yelling and hollering, some young random woman that's yelling and hollering for this young man like that. Like, no. Maybe I'm wrong. You know, maybe I'm wrong about the facts. Maybe he did come over here with other family members, but yet and still, he decided to carry his dingbat ass out there and, you know, pop up Times Square. You know.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Shots were fired. Shots were fired. People were injured. So, you know, what's all this crying for?
Another one? I just put my report. Go ahead. You know what I mean?
Why you crying, dude? Why you crying? Why you crying? And then how the fuck he get a perfect haircut like that? This shit is crazy out here. Stop it. Man, what are we doing? What are we doing? I thought these people coming over here broke. Man, hold on here. Hold on. Yeah. Obviously, it's some financial situation somewhere. He was able to get hold to a weapon. Of course, you know, he got his little chain on. You know, he's able to go out here and do all these things and stuff like that. Undocumented. He's still undocumented now. 15 years old. Over here in America, he's undocumented. Nobody knows exactly where he comes from. None of that.
Got a video. Tell me later. I'll send a video.
Stop all that crying, man. That shit is despicable.
What the French toast is there?
That shit is despicable, man. Stop all that crying. That's despicable, people. And it's definitely uncalled for. Definitely uncalled for. You know, he should have thought about all that before he decided to take his ass out here and do the crazy things. You know, and gangbang and all that type of stuff or whatever he's into. You know, he should have thought about that. This is a very big problem that we're having here. And I suggest that, you know, any citizen in this country that is an actual citizen, tax-paying, law-abiding citizen, you do need to do the best that you can to arm yourself, make sure your family's protected, whatever that means to you, and do the best to keep your eyes open. Do the best to keep your eyes open, because it's going to be a huge problem out here if you don't keep your eyes open. It's already a problem. They're already here. They're already here. And, you know, some are here to destroy, some maybe not. But it's the facts that we do have that element, that the some are here to destroy. That's going to cause most problems for us. Because like I said, we're already dealing with enough problems with our own citizens, with each other. We're already dealing with enough with that. We don't need external entities coming in, you know, destroying us, making us even weaker as a country, you know, more divided and things like that. You know, you saw the dude that was just walking down the street, you know, not from this country, ran up on somebody's private property, took their flag off the property, then had the nerve to try to act some type of way because dude wanted this shit back. Like, no.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
You know, he bringing his problems from wherever he from, and he snuck over here. He bringing his problems wherever he from over here. Well, this flag means such and such back in my country, so, you know, I'm gonna do this and that. No, you're in America now, you bat. It don't work that way.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Foolish ass boy. You don't run up in people's property. You know, I don't care what flag he's flying. You're not even from this country. You don't even have a home here. You don't pay taxes. You don't do nothing. But you have the nerve to run up on somebody's property and take something or whatever it is from these people. and it's just supposed to be accepted. Then you throwing up gang signs, which is the finger sign. You throwing up gang signs, you know what I'm saying? You know, basically sending the FU to this country and the people in it. But then when you want something to eat, you know, these stupid people over here in America, they gonna feed you. They gonna clothe you. They gonna give these bats, you know what I'm saying, $1,000 shopping carts to go to grocery stores or bodegas or whatever, you know, to get food and shit. When you snuck over here, you snuck over here. So now my tax money got to go to, you know, feeding you. You know, I understand if you come over here the proper way and try to actually make it the proper way with real documentation. Take the time that it takes for whatever process that it takes for you to become an actual citizen of this country. I understand that. I'm cool with that. I'm definitely cool with that. But when you come over here, you know, illegally, and then think that you're entitled to something, you know, no.
And that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That's just the bottom line.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
You can't make this shit up.
No, you can't. No, you can't. That's just the bottom line, you know. And yeah, I foresee a huge problem within the next 3-4 years, 5, dealing with this situation, because this is just the beginning of this. You know, it's no telling where these people are existing at in the United States. They're spread out because, you know, they come over here and then obviously they're being shipped and bussed to these asylum places. It's like they sneak over the border and then you know, they're taking them in down there somewhere and actually putting them on a bus and taking them to asylum cities, which are not at the actual border, because from my knowledge, there's no asylum cities at the border where they're crossing over from.
Thank me in the morning.
So it's like, what are we doing? They're already sneaking over here. Then you're going to put them on a bus and ship them off to another part of the country, to an asylum city. But they're not supposed to do that by law, legally. So we are basically, you know, going against our own laws and things like that. And, you know, shout out to Texas, because Texas is not one to tolerate this. Texas is not one to deal with that. They're not playing around down there in Texas. We already know. And it is what it is, though. But you know what, though? Shout out to all my subscribers. Mad love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell, that you'll be notified whenever I decide to post things. All right? And like I always say,
And that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is bottom line.
Talk about that some other time.
No, I want to talk about it now. See,
Fred,
another reason
Fred, I said we'll talk about that some other time.
You don't tell me what I can talk about. You don't tell me what I can talk about in my own house.
Don't.
What about me
would make you think that I care about your opinion of me. Your opinion of me is not the opinion that I have of myself. You ain't make me, so you can't break me.